Hey Empoweristas, it's Alex Worley, and today I am joined by Edwina Cheer. She is a sports nutritionist, fitness expert, and the author of The Mind Diet. Thanks so much for being here, girl. How's it going?
Good, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's dive right into it. Tell me what The Mind Diet's about.
So the Mind Diet is for anybody who seems to start and stop on their fitness and they don't know why, or they find themselves not at their healthiest point and they don't really know how to get out of it, and they know that they should be at another place but they're not. So I created the Mind Diet for women and men as well, anybody who wants to learn how to uncover those habits that may be holding you back, and then reprogramming through the exercises listed in the book, a new story and a new set of rules for yourself so you can live a life of your greatest health and also a life of your dreams.
Yeah, because it's about fitness, but it's not a coincidence that it's called the Mind Diet, because it does start in your mind, which you quickly learned as the fitness expert you are. So tell me a little bit about the experiences that led up to creating this book.
Okay, so everything that I write about in this book I have lived. So I often started and stopped in my fitness. I would sabotage myself, even though I would do something, even though I knew it wasn't my what I should be doing, or an action that wouldn't be working in line with my optimal health and dreams. But I would do these things, and so I've walked everything that's in this book. I have lived it, and I've written about how you can get out of it. So I want to, use the experiences that I've had, and then also working with, athletes and all of my clients for the last 10 years.
A lot of professional athletes too,
yes,
right?
Correct. Yeah.
And so, you found from working with them that it's all in your mind?
Yeah, so much of it's one of my beliefs that what is going on outside is a byproduct of what is happening inside your mind. So for longevity and fitness and health, you really need to make sure that your mind has a workout program too. It's easy to, have your exercises listed in the gym, but do you have a program for your mind? It's just as important. So
yeah, oh, that's so great. And relating it to Empoweristas watching and listening, whether you have fitness goals, career goals, really any area of your life, you need to have a strong mind. So what we're going to talk about with your book, it's so relevant regardless of what your goals are, fitness or not. So we're going to talk about the three tips that really stand out specifically for Empoweristas. The first one you mentioned is knowing what you want. So can you speak to that a little bit?
Yes. A very important part of the Mind Diet, and just really anything in life, is to know what you want. It's very easy to so many people don't get what they want because they don't know what they want. And it applies to fitness, but also to any other area of your life. And so the Mind Diet helps you through the exercises that I've written, get really specific about what it is that you want. And I call it define your fitness utopia. So obviously I work in the realm of fitness, but it can be, working for career, relationships, anything that you want in your life. You need to get really specific about what it is.
So tell me what you mean by specific, because examples you've told me before are like super specific, which I love.
Yeah, so just say you might want to lose a little bit of weight. Well, I'll come to you and say, how much weight exactly? Do you have a picture of it? Did you used to look like it before? So just really getting specific in numbers, in pictures, it'll help to create the path for you to get there. So knowing where your endpoint is will then help you to map out the steps that you need to take, and make those pit stops, those mini goals, to get to that end point.
Yeah, and it might sound basic, knowing what you want. You might be listening or watching and go, well, duh, I know what I want. But really, when you think about it, is it what you want, or is it what other people told you should want? Is it generally what you want, or is it specifically what you want? Is it coming from a really authentic, passionate place? You know, and we don't really pause that often or enough to really ask ourselves, okay, what do I want in these various categories of my life?
So general fitness goals lead to general fitness results, which are just generally around. So I think the antidote to that is really getting specific, holding yourself accountable, and then, using that specific goal that you have in mind to then map out a path to get there.
Love it. Okay, the next one is saying no, which I know is something that women tend to struggle with more. I have been so guilty of having a hard time saying no, but we really have to do that in order to say yes to the things that are more important to us, or that are in alignment with our goals and our vision. So can you speak to this one?
Yes, absolutely. So the power of no. The no is very, very powerful because it allows you to then map out the path. When you know what you want, which is what I just touched on, it's a lot easier to know what to say no to. And when you're walking in your path, it's don't be afraid to say no. As women, in particular, we like to be people pleasers. We like to say yes to things that we had no business saying yes to. So I think really getting specific about what you want, deciding why you want, which is step 2 of the mind diet, will help you to really harness that power of no. And it's okay to say no if it's not healthy for you.
No is a complete sentence. That's one of my favorite quotes. Just no.
Right.
No, period.
Yeah, and not having to explain why.
Yeah. You don't have to apologize for knowing what you want and then making choices that support what you want.
Correct. Yeah.
And then lastly, I want to talk about what you said, make BFFs with failure.
Yes.
Love this. What do you mean by it?
So step of the mind diet is really to combat your fear of failure. And I call it make BFFs with failure. So failure is never fun. No one likes to fall flat on their face. But, just the simple act of doing that, I think, really need to recognize that that's where you are meant to be, and everything happens for the greater good. So if you've fallen on your face, maybe there's something down there that you're meant to find that'll help you get to that end goal. So, and without going through that process, failure is actually a very positive thing. It's just, what you do after that said perceived failure that really defines, whether you get there or not.
And it's inevitable. If you're moving forward, you're not going to do it perfectly. There will be mistakes, but you don't have to look at them as mistakes. It's information to move forward towards what it is that you want. So I think that's freeing too, to know that it's not if you're going to make a mistake. So stop pretending or stop tiptoeing around everything. It's when, and just prepare for when inevitably you're going to make some mistakes, and course correct, learn from it, and move on.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm all about that.
Awesome. So where can people find your book?
So you can find my book wherever books are sold, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and some other smaller studios around Los Angeles.
Okay, lastly, what is your definition of empowerment?
Empowerment to me means walking in your path, walking in your purpose, knowing that maybe you've fallen down a few times, but you've garnered the strength to stand up again, using your struggles for triumph, using your struggles to inspire, using your path to share your story and also help others. So
good. I'm feeling inspired. Edwina, thank you so much for chatting with me today.
Thank you.
Your story is so inspiring.
Thank you so much, Alex.
And let us know what your definition of empowerment is using hashtag Empowerista, and we'll show you some social media love.